Guys, alright friends, let's get straight into the tutorial. I'm gonna go straight into priming my face. So I've already moisturized and I'm just gonna use this. This is the Mercier the Perfect Cream Multitasking Moisturizer. I really love this. It's been like my fave recently. It's a moisturizer and a primer in one go, and I really like that. So I'm just gonna apply that generously around my face. Alright, so that's the skin prep done, guys. My skin looks so hydrated and is sticky enough so when I apply my foundation and my makeup, it's going to stick to it, but it's not going to like drag it away. So I really love this cream right here. Skin prep is so important, especially if you're going to use like a matte foundation or if you're going to use drying products. And I'm going to be using powders, matte foundations, all sorts. It really elevates how your end results looks like. Your skin and your makeup go hand in hand. So if your skin's doing good, your makeup's doing good. It's literally a no-brainer. So right now I'm going to go straight into foundation now, guys. Let's go. My foundation routine has now elevated and I've kind of switched it up. So first things first, in regards to my foundations, I love NARS. I still use NARS and I ride for NARS. You guys know this. They have such amazing complexion products. Now these two, I considered it to be one, if that makes sense. So this is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation, and then I mix it with the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. I used to mix it with the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, but I still felt as if I needed a bit more luminosity, a bit more glow, if that makes sense. So I had to go down a notch and get the Sheer Glow. Much more better, looks fantastic. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like on my face. And then I technically contour as well. So I do like an under contour using the Benefit Hello Happy Air Stick Foundation. It looks like this. So that's what I just use to just bring some warmth around my face, because sometimes this can look a bit too light and then sometimes it matches perfectly. My skin just be doing whatever it feels like, so I just accommodate to what my skin tone is telling me, if that makes sense. So if I need a bit more contour before I apply the foundation, I'm gonna apply a bit more contour before I apply the foundation. It's literally just like that. So first I'm gonna take about this much, yeah, and then we're gonna get the Sheer Glow a tiny bit more, so basically into like a little love heart right there. But now I want to quickly just show you guys how I contour underneath my face. So I just like to bring it here, here, here. You know, everywhere where you will contour, just put it there, if that makes sense. And then of course over my forehead. Just like that. And then I'm now going to mix the foundations together and then literally just apply it on top of everywhere. I still use beauty sponges. I like mixing. It depends on where I'm going. Sometimes I like to use a brush if I'm in a rush, but ultimately using a sponge will always give me that flawless look for me personally. I just love how it looks. So I'm gonna mix that in just before it dries, because again, this is a matte foundation. Just mix it everywhere. Always blend into your hairline as well, and I know God gifted me with a lot of hairline, so that's a lot of blending, but make sure you blend in there and into like your neck as well, so you don't have no line of demarcation. So just make sure you're blending proper into everywhere. Alright guys, so that's literally the foundation done. That's how I like to blend my foundation, and then I'm gonna go straight into my concealer. I like to mix two concealers together. Now the Chestnut one is my basically base concealer. It gives me a nice amount of highlight, it conceals, it's phenomenal, and this concealer is like one of the best in the market. So when I want that type of coverage, that type of glow, that type of highlight, I'm always reaching to my TooFaced concealer. I like to mix Chestnut with Butterscotch, so I'll go in with this first, and then when I want that extra boom underneath my under eyes, then we go in with this. But you guys are going to see what I'm talking about. So first let's go in with the shade Chestnut and highlight. Always remember, the more down you put your concealer, the more your cheeks kind of looks a bit more round. That's how it looks like to me anyway. There's so much focus right here, so it just looks more, I look more cheeky. When I'm doing my foundation and like contour routine, I want to lose a few pounds on my face personally, innit? So I don't like to drag it down. I like to just keep it as high as possible, so it really lifts up my eye. It really makes me look more snatched, because guys, first of all, it's a new year, so I know for a fact I wasn't the only one yamming down that Christmas dinner, okay? And the leftovers, I was really eating. So I'm really trying to make it seem as if I didn't go crazy, which I did. But this will just ensure that I you know, look a bit more snatched than I actually am. You guys will see the difference towards the end, but if you guys want to like proper see, look at how I started and then look at how I ended. You'll see that I look more snatched and more defined than I actually am. So just make sure you put that everywhere possible. So I like to use the tip of this and go as close to my waterline as possible when blending, and blending outwards, but not too far out, because again, I also like my face to have dimension. I don't like it to look flat. That's just me personally. Guys, this is again all about preference. If you guys like a certain thing that I haven't done, you can continue to do it. I'm just showing you guys how I like to do things. Just make sure you blend everything in. I feel like that's as blended as possible. I'm not going to go back in with the foundation stick, which I used to kind of contour, but it's technically around the same skin tone shade as I am, but it just gives me a bit more warmth. I'm going to just contour with that. So I like to do this to my face, and it really, I feel like it just brings out the cheekbones more, so then it's just like an easier guideline. So real simple, real simple. Makeup doesn't need to be complicated at all. I really like bringing warmth towards my nose. I think it just looks so cute and natural. So just blend that in. Always blend that upwards and not down, because if you bring it down again, your face is just going to look more rounder than defined. You want to bring the cheekbones up. Okay. So far I'm really liking how this is turning out. I'm now going to go in with the Butterscotch. So this is the highlighter shade that's a couple shades lighter than my normal concealer shade, and this is really just going to really make such a difference. Now you don't really need to do this step, and I don't do this step often at all. Normally I do this, set it, do whatever I need to do, and then I'm out the door. If I want my eyes to be center of attention, I go in with this step. So what I'm going to do is focus it right here. Oh, I accidentally put a bit too much, so then I'll just put some here too. Just like that, and then I'm going to put a bit on the tip of my nose, a bit here and a bit here. So we're going to blend it out again with the same side that we used to blend out the chestnut concealer, and just focus it in. Make sure you look up when doing this, because we really want it to go as close to the waterline as possible. Look at that. Can you guys already see what I'm talking about? Oh, this looks so good. Okay. Blend like that. What? Okay. Ooh. Blend that out as well, a bit here, and then I'm going to quickly use the bottom again to blend here out. You see how that's really just diffusing how bright that is by using the same place we use to blend out the foundation. That's why I really love using a sponge, because of how versatile it is, and you can really just get a lot done with it without having to switch through so many brushes and etc. Gonna quickly blend that out as well. I really just want to try and keep it at the tip and here as possible, but not the whole nose. So then I'm going to use the same shade I used to contour with to kind of blend that out. I like to bring the concealer in as much as I possibly can. This will just make contouring my nose even easier, if that makes sense. It's like you're basically given it a guideline to follow when you go in with your contour, just like that. In regards to my eyelids, I don't like to directly put product onto it. I just blend any excess that's around my face onto there, because I feel as if that really eliminates crazy amount of creasing, especially when I'm doing eyeshadow. So I just like to do this currently. So from what I can see so far in my mirror, this looks exactly how I want it to look. On camera I can't really see, so I'm just hoping this is translating well on camera and for you guys as well. But now I'm going to go straight into powdering. Alright guys, so when it comes to under eye powders, I've really been enjoying these two bad boys right here. This is the Blondie by Huda Beauty powder, and this is the Mercier honey powder, translucent honey powder. Now I like this one to give me a more flawless type of look, and this one gives me like a full coverage look as well, but it's also seamless at the same time. But if anyone's wondering which one they should use, purchase both. If you've tried Mercier before and you like them, stick to that. If you want a new powder to try out, definitely add this to your collection. Phenomenal. So what I'm going to personally use today is the Mercier one. What I'm going to do right now is just make sure my under eye is blended for the last time before I apply any powder, because if your under eyes are creasing and you apply powder, the powder literally just sets what's already there, so it's going to just set the crease. But that's not what we're trying to go for. So I want to make sure that looks as seamless as possible and as creaseless as possible before I set it. Really just look upwards. What I want to quickly do is take the powder. There's already some on top. Dip my powder into it. Tap off the excess onto the lid, or you can do it onto your palm, onto your arm, it doesn't matter. I low-key have been liking tapping onto the top because it really just gives that seamless and even coverage throughout the whole sponge. That's why I really like doing the whole tapping method. Just like that. Instantly set it. Instantly. And when you do this method, you don't even need to technically brush off anything because you've literally just applied the perfect amount of powder that you need. Really make sure you press that into your under eye. So I really like using this powder to set my under eyes, and then I use a different one to set everywhere else. Also, I'm going to put some on my nose, any excess onto my lip and my chin. Now that I've set my under eye how I want it, I'm basically going to like contour my nose using this powder while also setting my eyes. So what I'm going to do is get the mirror as close as I possibly can and look downwards. I don't have good eyesight, so I can't do this like standing that far from my mirror. So I like to really bring it in. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing, but I really like to bring that in into my nose. I feel like this does that whole cinching method. So guys, I know I've always been like, you know, I don't really enjoy baking and etc, but I don't consider this to be baking because I actually gradually just keep pressing it in, and I don't actually brush this fully away from my face. So it gives me the coverage, it gives me the brightness underneath my eye, and it does everything I need it to do. I'm now going to take this powder, which is the Mercier powder, but this is a medium deep. I really like using this powder as my like overall face powder, my setting powder, but for everywhere else. You guys can use any powder you want. Just make sure it's a powder that suits your skin tone. I really like to use a light amount when doing this as well. In regards to the under eye powder, I'm really blending it in. It's blending with everything. It's blending with this powder, but I'm not brushing it away. I'm just pressing it in. But you can already see gradually less and less is coming off without me having to get a brush to really brush that out. So really like doing that. Take a tiny bit, really cinch it in and just set the sides of my nose. Now it's time for the bad boy right here. It's time to contour, powder, bronze, whatever you call it. Me specifically, I like to bronze my face. I just feel like every time I apply bronzer, it looks like I've gone on a wicked holiday and got a crazy tan, and it just looks amazing. So I like using the Hoola Toasted Bronzer. It looks like this. Now if I want a more subtle bronzer, I like to use this bronzer right here. This is so affordable and it's so phenomenal. This is by Makeup Revolution and it's the palette that they made with Patricia. This is a blush, a bronzer and a highlighter. This bronzer right here, phenomenal, and I really love the blusher. I'm going to use my angled brush. I love using an angled brush to contour. I feel as if it just hugs your cheeks perfectly and your cheekbones. I feel like angled brushes were just made for contour. So what I'm going to do is dip this into my powder right here, bring out my contour cheekbones like I did before, like, you know, when I do this, do that again and just bronze. Just like that. I know it looks harsh and I know I probably look crazy, but we're gonna blend it out. Put some here. I love doing this. I've been doing this for years. It just makes you look more defined. Just like that. Now I'm going to bring some to my forehead. And then I'm now going to take the sides, put product on both sides of this angled brush. This is especially why I love angled brushes, because it also makes contouring your nose so easy. So I'm going to come in a bit closer, look down to my mirror and just follow the natural line that the powder has allowed me to create, and just basically the natural line of where my nose naturally contours anyway. Just bring it back, bring some dimension and bring some definition. So just right there. bring it upwards. This is especially important. See, I'm just bringing that upwards, bring that towards my brows as well. It just looks so much nicer, so much put together. I like to really apply that onto my eyelids as well, because I feel as if it basically just like does the whole eyeshadow look for you. If you're in a rush, it's gonna look like you've done eyeshadow, literally. Like, it's literally gonna look like you've done eyeshadow. So always apply some here, and we're now gonna blend everything together. So blend upwards, as we've been saying throughout this whole time. Blend out my nose. Just like that, guys. I'm gonna go back in with my beauty sponge and just kind of like fix my nose contour again. So apply a bit here. I'm not even applying any new powder, just whatever's on there. Guys, can you see what that's already doing for me? Literally just cleaning up everything I just did now. And again, whatever powder's on here, I'm just gonna do this. So basically just think of the powder as like an eraser and a corrector at the same time. In regards to blush, I've been using this palette. I love this palette. There's many different blushes I use. I always like change it up sometimes, but I always end up going back to this bad boy right here. This is the Narcissist Wanted to Cheek palette. Really love this. It gives you such a wide range of blushes to use. I always like using a pink and a purple for my skin tone, so I just like to mix it to get my own custom shade. And then what I'm going to do is just apply it upwards. Now, where you apply blush is also very important in how you want your face to look. If you apply it this way, again, you're going to look more round. Again, there's nothing wrong with looking round. I like to look round sometimes, but right now I'm really trying to look. So I'm going to apply it upwards and not like there, and especially in the center only. It's just going to make me look so cheeky. So I'm just going to do upwards as well, and then like here, just like that. I'm going to do the same here. Do my nose as well. I think it just looks so cute when you apply some on your nose, especially on the tip. So now I'm gonna go take some quick time off to do my brows, and then I'll be right back. All right, so this is basically what my base is looking like now. I just quickly did something to my brows. I had to do something in it, so this is what we're working with. But I also applied blush just before. I don't like to blend out my blush anymore with a brush, only because I feel like blush likes to run away very quickly. What I like to do is use any remaining product on the sponge and just press that in to blend it out instead, because blush as time goes on really disappears, so there's no point of really blending it out like harshly, because it's really gonna go anyway. So I just let it have its moment to shine for a couple hours and it just simmers down. So now what I'm gonna do, guys, is highlight my face a bit. I don't really like to apply a crazy amount of highlighter. It's 2021. I feel like everyone's kind of gone off of that. It's now just like more minimal and just focusing on more on blush. Personally, I'm going to use this powder right here. This is the Bare Minerals highlighter in the shade Fierce. Really like how this comes out on my face. I'm going to use this and then just apply it. Always like to smile. Apply some on my cheeks. We still got to make sure we're blinding people. Just like that. Now when it comes to the nose, I like to do this, and then I put some on the tip, and that's it. Apply some right on the tip, make it look so cute. Bam. Then I apply some always on my forehead, because you know I like my forehead to glow a bit, but not too much. But yeah, bring it all in together, and bam, guys, my OG brush right here, the Real Techniques brush. You guys know about this. I've been talking about this since I started my YouTube career. Literally. So if you're new here, get this brush. That's what I'm gonna say. I really love how easy it is to use and how amazing it blends. that's literally my base done. So I really like how it turned out. Let me know what you think about it. But right now I want to do my lips, so I'm very happy with what this lip is giving me. So now it's time to set everything in. I'm going to first go in with this bad boy right here. This is the Mercier, the Perfecting Water Moisture Mist. It really just hydrates your skin and it does really perfect it. So I'm going to just shake that around and just drench my face in it. So, and then I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, as in it's literally finished. So I'm going to just drench my face in this as well. Sometimes what I like to do as well is just push that in, but not when it's too wet, just when it's nearly drying. Yeah guys, so now what I'm going to do now is literally just put my lashes on and come right back, because you know lashes just always elevates your makeup. That's why I love doing lashes. I'm going to quickly do lashes and then come right back and I'll show you guys the final look. Guys, so I'm back and this is what the look is looking like with lashes on. First of all, I feel like lashes really does a lot to a makeup look. Like, let me come a bit closer so you guys can see. What do you guys think? I think, you know what, I may even have to do my OG move. I'm gonna go on my Snapchat camera right now. Let's see if it's foolproof and flash proof. Guys, are you seeing that? Guys, are you seeing this? I'm saving this so you guys can see. I'm gonna put this on the screen right now. Guys, this looks so... Okay, first of all, of course I passed a flash test, it's me. But this looks so good. I'm really happy with how today's look turned out. And if you guys enjoyed today's tutorial and, you know, enjoy this more of like a teacher type of session, I want my videos, like when it comes to makeup tutorials, to be more like me being an actual teacher and like really breaking things down to you guys. Hopefully I did today, and I hope this was easy to follow through. If it was, give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification button so you're always alert when I upload a new one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye friends.